Eurovision fam, I am back and in full effect. I got a new video. Alesia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? You guys know I had to have a little bit of a break. I was exhausted. Lisbon, Portugal was amazing. But it's time for me to give you my thoughts. I've had some time to process them on Semifinal 2, Eurovision 2018. Let's break it down. So if you already saw my Semifinal 1 review, you would know that I'm busting down the rankings, the scores. So I'm telling you guys, televoters, what you did wrong. But then I'm also telling the jury what they did wrong too. Because look, everybody can do better, all right? Everybody can do better. Even I can do better. All right, televote. Look, Malta shouldn't have been last. Malta should not have been last. I know Malta's a small country. It shouldn't have been last. And you guys know, I didn't think that Malta was a perfect song. I shared my thoughts on how I thought Malta could have done better. You know, but I think what really turned maybe televoters off was the staging was expensive, but it might have almost been too expensive. I think we had the same conversation around Sergei Lazarev and what he did. There were just a lot of people who felt like Russia was like doing too much and the staging was almost like distracting from what the song was, and I feel like that is maybe a little bit of why Malta got overlooked, because that staging was a lot. There was a lot of tech stuff going on, a lot of augmented reality. Although I do think it helped to elevate the song, it also might have then detracted from the song. But I still don't think that Malta should have been last. Y'all are tough. Come on. I should also just say that for the most part with Semifinal 2, I actually think the televote, like, I applaud you guys, because you guys actually got it pretty damn right. I don't really think that the televote had the biggest issues in Semifinal 2, but the jury, on the other hand, y'all was doing some wild stuff. Look, televote, the one thing I do have to say was, y'all put San Marino above Malta, and that is a crime. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I know the robots were cute. I know Jessica's vocal is amazing, because Boo Boo can sing. But Malta should have been higher. Okay, we got to look at the full package. Malta should have been higher than San Marino. Oh, wait. I know I said that y'all got it right, televote, but I am going to have to tell y'all this, and y'all know how I feel about it, so this shouldn't be a surprise. Norway finishing third was far too high. Come on now, y'all. I know it's Alexander Rybak, however you want to say it. It was too high, because that is not how you write a song. Now let's talk about the jury, because the jury was doing a lot of wild stuff in Semifinal 2 as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to start off with the obvious. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Norway finished second with the jury, and that is a shame. Hashtag shame. Everyone should be ashamed. That song is not that good. The vocal wasn't really good. The staging fitting, but no, this is the Eurovision Song Contest. This is not Junior Eurovision. And I'm going to be blunt with y'all. You guys know that I was in Lisbon, Portugal, and I talked to some of the artists. I got to meet with some delegations. I got to meet with some songwriters, and I'm not putting anybody out there, but I will say, anytime I mention Norway, there was like a collective with it. And it's just because of the things that I have explained to y'all before when it comes to Norway. And if you want to know my thoughts on Norway, you can just check out my bottom 5 video for Eurovision 2018. I mean, it really was just kind of like cringe. The entry, the package, and the fact that Norway picked Alexander again and then didn't pick Rebecca, but that's another thing. I'm not going to get into that. The juries also put Australia third, which for me was a little bit too high, and maybe not even a little bit too high, maybe like completely too high, because the song was a little bit like Eurovision generic. It just felt like a Eurovision song as opposed to just like a good general song. Also, Jessica Mauboy's vocal was off. The vocal was not where it needed to be. And I will say this, although I didn't not like the staging, I did feel like the staging was not interpreted by Jessica the best. And I think if Jessica was a different type of artist, if she was a little bit more of a, I hate to say sexy sultry because the song is not supposed to be sexy, but there were these hits where she had to like, you know, flick her hair in kind of that like dominant, sexy, sultry singer way. And she's just not that girl. She's just cute, she's bubbly, she's charismatic. And I think if she had had some choreography that was more indicative of that, the whole entire package would have translated better. For example, with Dami Im, she's not really a mover, she's not a dancer, so they sat her atop there looking pretty so she could do things that she could do and she didn't have to kind of go out of her comfort zone and just focus on the vocal, which is what she gave us. But with Jessica Mauboy, I just felt like the staging was maybe just kind of like for a different girl, you know? And I mean, and I say that positively. I don't think that her being cute and bubbly is a negative. I just think the staging that she got might not have been the best staging for her as an artist, because I think she struggled to bring that staging to life and have it live and breathe in the way that it would have been best for her. Hungary came 13th with the jury. And on a level, like, I guess I'm not that surprised, but I am still disappointed. The thing is, Latvia got higher in the jury than Hungary, and that was a little bit of a crime. I'm not surprised that Hungary didn't finish as high with the jury. I'm not surprised by it, but I am disappointed because this is the Eurovision Song Contest and we should be celebrating all genres of music. This is not a pop music competition. I am sorry, it is not. And if Eurovision wants to be a pop music competition, then they should only accept pop songs. You know what I mean? But that's not what this competition is about. And we've seen songs of all genres win Eurovision. And I'm just a little bit disappointed that the music professionals didn't get behind Hungary, because it's a really great song. The staging was great. I struggle with that ranking coming from a jury of music professionals. So let's talk about the bottom from semi-final 2. It was Montenegro, San Marino, and Georgia, which I'm like, okay, like, none of that's really crazy to me. Those songs were all in my bottom 5. You can check out my bottom 5 video. So that's not really crazy. But I will say this. To me, Romania was far too high up. I didn't see Romania as a borderline qualifier. Malta and Poland should have been borderline qualifiers. I would have stomached that a little bit more. Although the female vocalist's voice was great, that staging was weird. It made no sense. The song was dated. Okay, it would have been dated in 2000, and this is 2018, okay? Like, the song was dated. It should not have been a borderline qualifier in any way, shape, or form. But it was sung well, and I will say I loved her styling. She looked really cute. I love that dress with the jewel tone purple, and the vocal was good. But the staging was weird. The song was dated. But you know, the biggest takeaway I have personally from semifinal 2 was just how much that Hungary got played out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really, I feel a way about the fact that Hungary finished where they did on both sides. I understand that metal can be difficult for some people to adjust to, but I do think there is a way to say, like, hey, this is not my personal taste, you know, but I can still judge a song on its merits and look at the staging and styling and all of those things. And I just would have hoped that the juries would have helped Hungary a little bit more. Also, I do just have to say that I did think that Poland was gonna qualify. I think it was a fun act, and I think when it came to the performance, it was sung well. You could talk about the national selection all day, but we're not judging the national selection. We're judging what happens on the stage, in the semifinal and during the jury. And Poland was performed well that entire time. So I was actually really surprised that Poland didn't qualify. And to be honest, even though I had my criticisms of Malta, I was expecting Malta to perform far better in this semifinal. I mean, far better than what it did. And I wonder, you guys tell me in the comments, why do you think Malta didn't catch on? I know I've said my critiques of Malta, so I don't want to hog up space repeating myself, because you guys already know the issues I had with Malta's song. But even with those issues I had, I still felt that in this semi, it was borderline. I didn't think that it was safely out, and I definitely didn't think it would finish bottom for the televote. Oh my god, y'all, do you realize that I recorded this entire video and then didn't even talk about the fact that Russia didn't qualify for the grand final? Look, guys, okay, so we knew that Russia might be in trouble, and I told you, I just could not see Russia not qualifying because they are Russia. I just couldn't really see it. But I'm not gonna lie, I mean, at one point, Yulia just stopped singing, and that was weird. And the thing is, with the staging, with Russia being a place of dance, how they had that contemporary choreography and thought that that would be palatable to viewers at home is beyond me. Because it was a very contemporary dance and very off-putting at times to see, like at one point the guy was like, it was weird. It was weird. And I think if they had gone with maybe more lyrical choreography and maybe even not have shown Yulia that much and just gone with the choreography to tell the entire story, I actually think Russia might have qualified. And the other thing that I have to say that is slightly unfortunate is I do think that video circulating of Yulia at the Moscow party and that vocal, which I don't even know, apparently people who were at the event were like, they did not hear what we heard on YouTube, for those of us who watched that video. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that hurt it. And I think the fact that there were so many Russian Eurovision fans who didn't seem to want Yulia to represent Russia this year, I don't think that helped at all. I mean, if the people in your own country aren't getting behind your entry, how do you expect the rest of Europe to digest that? Bye.